I'm just gonna wait on you guys to get here. Just waiting on you guys. Let's see if we can get some knife talk in today. What do you think? Let's see here. Can I view this and edit this while I'm doing it? Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Who we got? Nobody yet? Yeah, we got a viewer. I'm not sure who's there. What's up? Howdy, howdy, man. Well, I've been really digging this one since I got it. The only disappointment in it is the sheath. Yep. Had a viewer gone. People looking in, not sure if they want to see, or are they just watching the give me 10 seconds, view me 10 seconds and leave. Think you got it figured out, I guess. That's pretty fucking funny. All right, guys, where is everybody? Sunday, let's see, it is 5:42 p.m. Central Time. I probably need to get a bottle of tea. Well, what's up, Rick? Or I should say Rick Grimes, but Big Al. I even got a knife out for you. I figured you'd be on watching, buddy. I've got I got a little Western here you probably want to look at. I've been looking at videos, and I seen Donovan too put out his Western collection. I'm thinking, man, I want to do mine, but like I think it was Warthog that said it. I'd need 12 tables to do all mine. It's like to have all them knives out. I'm like, whew, they're not gonna fit on my normal background I have. All right, roll bid on it, brother. I guess you only got one way to watch it. I'd be watching it on my smart TV, but that's just me. I guess you can't comment. You can comment on your phone, but how's that little jewel? I don't say nothing on the bolsters. Yeah, I got a laptop, and I've got two of my old phones sitting here that still work. That I just run them off my Wi-Fi, but they make good backup account or doors to get in accounts. If I get locked out, I still have another way back in. You know what I'm saying? Then my smart TVs, I watch most of my YouTube through smart TV. Some of it through the laptop. So the last video I did, well, let's start out here first at the beginning. The very first videos I did, see if I can close this without cutting my finger. My videos, I think my views the very first time I did it was over 100 and something. And I was like kind of surprised because this thing tells me there's 4 viewers right now, but it doesn't, some people, their privacy settings don't let you see them. You know what I'm saying? So, my first video was like 100 and some, and I think I did another one and it was like a couple hundred or something. And the last one, or the one before last I did was like 300 and something, 350. And the one I did yesterday was 640. So apparently my view crowd is going up. So I wonder who all we got here. Now it says I have 2 viewers. It was for a lot of people, they poke in, look around, and leave. It'd be cool if they actually wanted to stick around and talk. We could talk knives and different stuff. And yes, this knife matches my sawmill cutlery. It has like the frost wood on it too, the pack of wood. That Barlow. I thought you missed this video. This is Cisco Barlow. But I thought it was cool because it matched my sawmill cutlery Bowie knife. Western, they're Barlows. This is like Cisco though. So they're actually Westerns, you're saying, or you're talking about this Western? This one doesn't say Western on it. I think this is a 812, I think. I have to look it up again, man. I have a bone scaled Barlow like this too. I mean, I've only got 4 Barlows so far, man. I wanted to get the one that looked like the one my dad had, so I've got that. That's the Imperial, might be Imperial Straight, and this one I just grabbed because you said it was there and it was new old stock, and why not? It's still in the box. Western Cutlery, Boulder, Colorado. Solid nickel silver bolsters, heavy brass linings. Yeah, that one. I don't know which one you're saying. Yeah. Really? The 812, is that it? I don't know much about the Barlow game. It's just you and Warthog's world there. I'm lost there, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Not that I didn't know what a Barlow was, but I wasn't a collector. We know I lean towards the big knives. Well, they're really Cowboy Bebop Knives TV really stirred up everybody with that Espada, which Espada was used in the movie Expendables, which was large. This is a knife channel, brother, and you can talk about all your knives you want. I bring out knives. I just showed a Barlow, 2 Barlows. I had an M-Tech Tonto here, and I'm going to show more knives. I mean, I was just talking about Cowboy Bebop. 822. Okay, that makes. You have to correct me on that because I wasn't sure, Al. But yeah, the Spada. This is the one that was used in the Expendables. The one Mickey Rourke pulled out of his boot and flipped, into the wall or the target, whatever. But there's some people thought maybe it was the XL. It was. Yeah, the ambidextrous, the G10s are. So I'm left-handed, but I make these work. I carry it in my right pocket. I can use it both hands. A lot of us lefties can do that. This would be the XL. What's up? Who we got? That's Terminator Joe. What's up? What's up, brother? I mean, this. Where was I going with this? Man, I got a big old fingerprint on that already. I just polished this thing. Uh, I can pull these either hand. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you're only going to clip it in your right pocket because of the belt clip. So you'd have to have a G10 version then, where it can be reversed, where you can stick that clip back here on this side. Nice. I've thought about getting a snaggle tooth for my Mayhem. If you like you probably have the Mayhem too. I have a couple Mayhems. This is a Spada G10 XL Wolf Gray. I think Terminator Joe has this one. Yeah, another nice one. I just like the premiums. They're just so pretty. And I do have the G10 large in black. I do have the Mayhem. You got your first buck? Which one'd you get, man? It's probably a big knife, Joe, because all the knives you got are huge, man. Tell me I'm wrong. How about to watch your channel for a video, man? I don't have any Voyagers, though. It's not the style of knife I like. But I will say this, I think the best folding knives are made by Cold Steel, man. I mean, at least some of the best. Every one of them I had has been great. The Spartan, and of course I'm EDCing the 4Max. I like this knife. I like to get it in the SV35. That's $400 knife. Joe, you got all kind of Spadas, man. I mean, you got like 6 or something, man. The larges or something. You got a lot of them, man. You got me beat there. I've got 4 Espadas, 2 XLs and 2 larges. I got them in G10 and I got them in. You can't get parts for them? What parts are you trying to get? I mean, why would you need parts? I'm curious. Yes, man, I really love this knife. I carried the large for a while. I EDC'd that for 2 years, I believe. And I EDC'd the Spartan for 2 years. I had 3 of them. I liked them. Eventually, that curve on the blade just turned into a pain in the ass trying to sharpen all the time. I didn't like it. I liked the knife, but if it was something I wasn't going to use all the time, like use it intermittently here and there, the Spartan would be all right for sharpening reasons. The 4Max, no problem there. You can hit that on a stone or a rod. The rod you'll hit anything, but trying to get that curve on a stone. So I could grab the Mayhem. Let me see here if I can reach it. I did EDC this too for about a year. I like this, and the reason I quit carrying it is when I was cutting the metal banding on, or the plastic banding, or whatever it is on. I have to bring a lot of skids and pallets in and drive a forklift. Sometimes I pop the banding loose, and I need a knife. When I'd stick this under the banding, it would always hook in here and catch before it would rip it out. I mean, it would cut it no problem. These things are stupid sharp. What's up, brother? Who we got there? Dragon Man. I can't see that. I don't know if it says Dragon Man Season or Assassin, whatever. If I got it wrong and massacred that, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, this would always hook under the banding, and I'd have to pull a little harder, and it would come through. And then, so I started carrying the large Espada. It didn't have that divot down in there to catch anything. It just cut the banding slick as hell. Uh, but this one, I like this because it's so thick, and the way the tip is, you're not going to break that tip. I mean, you can break any knife, especially the tip. That's the weak point on any of them. But, that tip, look at that. I mean, I wouldn't be afraid of sticking this in. I think it was that Joe X that did a destruction test on it, and he had to go. It took him 2 videos to finally break it. I mean, the 4 Max. I was like, that's pretty impressive. Uh, Stabbed the hell out of it in car hoods over and over again, but he didn't, never, broke it. But it wasn't the best at stabbing, but it'll stab. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Spadas that'll. I have to stand up and get that clipped in my pocket. And it's not like the Spadas with the tip on it they have on them. Forgot how to open it. That's definitely going to penetrate, but that's also, that's looking at it breaking pretty easy. If you stuck this in and twisted it at all, it's going to be gone. You have to be real careful trying to throw a knife like this. You'd be breaking it off. It's just be like Donnie B all day and broke his throwing it. Yeah, they didn't have it out very long, and I wanted to grab one of them too, Joe. Yeah, that was a bummer, man. I was like, it was right after I bought a couple Mayhems. I've bought 3 Mayhems so far. Oh, you already got one, so I hate you, man. You got one, I don't have one. Yeah, that's cool, man. I wish I'd have got one. These are great. I mean, these are not something you want to. I mean, look at that tip. And then Donnie B all day broke the tip throwing us at a tree. I mean, what did you expect? I thought you're a knife expert, bro. I think he's still on, man. I don't know if he is or not. I don't really. It's not my type of channel, I mean, I understand he's just trying to destroy the knives on purpose just to see how tough they actually are, but I'm never going to be in a situation where I'm stabbing car hoods or I'm splitting logs with a knife. If I have to split logs with a knife, I'm in way, way big shit, man. That's, I talked about it before. I just looked at as batoning, within reason. I think the batoning is just a YouTube survival tool for guys to go out in the backyard or play in a park somewhere. I don't know. Let me see if Joe X is still on. We'll check it out. I could look it up on the laptop too. Joe X. I'll look him up on the computer and we'll see. I know he's not wearing the mask anymore. That kind of surprised me. I don't know if you guys watch him. Yeah, that's right, Joe. He doesn't wear the mask anymore. I noticed that one of his other videos, he wasn't wearing it. I was like, oh, you're finally not going to hide your face anymore. Yeah, he's still making videos. He had made one 11 days ago. So yeah, he's still on, man. That's what I'm saying. You could do. I mean, a hatchet. If you're worried about the weight, just carry a small hatchet and then a small pocket knife. If you're gonna be, if it's your thing, wanting to bust wood up all the time. I mean, I would suggest using a technique I did when I lived in the Allegheny National Mountains back in the '80s, and there was nothing but mountains and hemlock trees and mountain laurel everywhere, and it looked like something straight out of the Rambo movie, man. And you know how I burnt my wood, man? I just threw the whole log on the fire, and it burned, believe it or not. Yeah, they went. Yeah, they kind of killed them when they went out with their makeup, didn't it? I'm not really into Slipknot, but yeah, or Kiss to be anymore. I mean, I've had my moments to listen to different Kiss stuff, but yeah, a Bic washer can survive anything. You could fall in a lake and dry the Bic out a little bit, and it'll light. How many times will that thing light? You're in a survival situation. I mean, and you're just using a light of fire. That thing's gonna last a long time. You'll probably be dead and starved before that lighter dies. Lighter will outlive you. That's the way I feel about it. But I mean, I can use a fire still. I have them, and I mean, I have a magnesium fire starter and all that shit. I just have it for novelty, man. But I can use it, but if I get into trouble, I've got this one right here. I would use this. Can be locked. This is like waterproof when it's closed. This is made for the outdoor thing, and it's refillable. It's butane, and guarantee I can light a bunch of fires with this for a long time before it turns into a problem. You know. And I mean, and as far as trying to, I've heard people, they make any kind of excuse to justify whatever they're doing in their life. And in this case, we're talking about the knives and batoning, and their excuse is going to be the wood's wet or whatever. You can find dry stuff. You can find it up on the sides of big trees, or pull bark off of trees to get the stuff underneath of it, or rocks overhanging. There is dry wood. Not everything's going to be soaked out there. I mean, if you're really this survival guy, then you would know all these type of things. I know my opinion is not very popular with, that, but I don't really give a fuck either, to be honest with you. I've been there and been out there, and I was doing it as a kid. It was no big deal to us, man. I remember going out and camping in January, taking a tent out in Pennsylvania and out in the middle of the mountains and shit, fucking freezing cold, fucking camping and shit, doing all kind of crazy shit. We never needed I had knives and guns on me, doing that shit. Never did I ever have to baton anything. We never had a trouble getting a fire started. So it's just nonsense. It's just YouTube shit, man. It's just getting ridiculous, really. And people look at all the people do it. Oh, they're an expert. They're a professional. I'm like, okay, man. But if you look at the masses and what they follow today, they'll follow anybody right off the cliff, man. Yeah, I still think. Where did that go? I still think that mayhem. I don't know. I guess I kind of like that. I would like to EDC that more. What I'm doing right now, it just doesn't work. And it does freak people out. For some reason, the Formax doesn't bother people as much, but you pull at a spot out or a mayhem, and I'm not supposed to have anything, but they're not going to say anything. They know I'm just cutting banding and cardboard at work. But there's another look at that Barlow. It's a Western 822 Barlow, new old stock. Paid some dear money for that. Any kind of knives you guys want to look at? I always like getting people on there and seeing what they want to see. I got a variety of stuff we can pull out and look at. That's exactly right, Joe. I mean, I know they're testing it, but I mean, testing it. I mean, is that what you're gonna do out in the woods? Go out in the woods and break your knife? Find, oh, we're gonna die. Let me find the biggest piece of wood I can and to split and break my knife. The only survival tool we have. It don't make no sense, man. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Well, brother, I'm not that young either. I am almost 60, if you can believe that. Yeah, I feel it, man. My body hurts. I try to keep moving. I go to the gym and train. I'm trying to stay young. And I fight it all I can, brother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm definitely not as mobile as I was when I was younger. Back in the teens, when I was running those mountains, I ran all over them, the cliffs and the caves and everything. I was everywhere, and Glad I did that when I was young, man. I forget what I'm smoking, man. It's something. It's a hybrid. Uh, I guess not a lot of Tontos, man. Tonto. I guess I was showing this thing. That's this they call this a Tonto. It's not quite got that Tonto tip. I'm gonna grab one over there that does have a Tonto tip. I'll grab it and bring it over here. But it just happens to be another M-Tech too. And then I got this M-Tech Extreme. I like this. I need to get a sheath for it because I don't care for the nylon sheath. I mean, it's not bad for nylon, and some of the nylon sheaths ain't too bad. Like the other knife I'm going to get out here in a second with a Tonto tip. I'm I'm a Bowie knife collector. That's my big thing. I like the Bowie knives. And I guess that's why I like the Spadas because they're nothing but a folding Bowie knife, and with their triad lock or the Atlas lock, when you open them up and they lock, that's a one piece. No, don't have. You know what? I used to have a cold steel push dagger. What the hell was it? I gave it away. It was the Safekeeper. Okay, do you ever the cold steel Safekeeper push dagger? I carried that for a long time. Let me go get this Tonto tip. All right, that wasn't too long. Luckily, they were just right there in the living room. Damn, Joe, you got 4 kids? 41. I thought you were a lot younger than that, bro. You're aging well, man. Uh, this here is another. This was the first one I showed you. Where did I set it down? Oh, right here. This was a. This is an M-Tech. It's supposed to be. I like it. It's kind of. I don't know. Not usually the type of knife I buy, but that for some reason I like that. And I like this one too. This is like a cross between a tracker and a Tonto, but there you see what you got there. I kind of like this one. I think this one's kind of underrated. What's up? Who we got there? Corey and I can't tell what that is, but welcome, man. I can't trying to read this on my phone, and the little letters are so little and tiny, and I'm sitting not right on top of it. This one, Joe, you talking about? I mean, this reminds me a little bit of the Alaskan survival knife that Gil Hibben makes, somewhat, but of course the blade's different, but it has this type of guard. This does feel good in the hand. This locks right in when you grab it. It fits perfect, comfortable. Got some jimping up on there. I believe these are some type of 440. They're pretty sharp. They can be made even sharper. That's what I always usually do. But yeah, I like this. And this has a nylon sheath. But somehow this one's just not, it's not bad for nylon. It's not crappy. I don't know. It's just seems to work for some knives, but not very many. I don't care for the nylon though. I do like the leather sheaths. Yeah, that's what I know. What model buck knife did you get, Joe? Curious to know. I've got several different bucks. I've got buck 110s, buck 636, buck 119, buck master, 119 special. The long belt of this M-Tech is what you mean. It's hard for me to say because your replies don't come back instantly. I don't get them right away. Is this the M-Tech you meant? I'm trying to remember the model number on that. I've got a 119. Man, this is a great replacement for the M-Tech right here. The Western Survival Knife? No, I didn't even know they had one. I'd have to look. Maybe I may have seen the knife before. I could look right now, I guess. You know, it's so awesome that Master Cutlery, Snake Eye Tactical is what they're calling this one, but Master Cutlery made the Raptor again. Master Cutlery owned M-Tech too. That's Master Cutlery making those knives. That's why they're so similar. Uh, I'd have to look on eBay, man. Let's see here. eBay. Well, hello there, Jamie. What is that? Jamie. I can't see. Is that Jamie Thompson? Did I read that right? Yeah, Thompson. I saw that one. What's up, brother? Yeah, the 119 is a great knife, man. There's nothing wrong with that 420 HC steel. I think it's pretty good steel, and I've seen people take the buck knives and cut nails in half with the 420. Yeah, you can probably damage your knife, but I mean, it makes a statement for the cut. Oh, nail soft steel, but you Warthog has one did a video. What is that? Yeah, let me see here. I've been looking at the commando knives. That's the knife I want to get, man. Uh, let's see, Western Survival Knife. We're gonna find out, Big Al. We'll see. Western G. Vintage Western Survival Knife. Found it. I have never seen that knife. Looks cool. It's $300, but it's probably not going to be on my radar, man. Uh, I like a bigger knife with a big clip point for some reason. I'd never seen that one though before. I bet that's the first time I've ever saw what other knives we want to see. What do we want to talk about? Uh, I can bring out anything. I've been bringing out a lot of people I mean, I guess if they want to see the same knives, but I never know who's going to be on there either. Sometimes it's different people. But I had about all the Rambo knives out yesterday. I think I got a bunch of, what else did we get out and look at yesterday? Some Westerns, always get the Western 49s out. I like the Westerns the best. I wish somehow you guys could interact with your voice and it would be quicker. Even if I could see video of you guys talking to me back, that would be this would be so much better. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think a lot of the super steels are kind of overrated. I remember when D2 got real popular, and I couldn't wait to get one of them. And I got it, and I'm like, well, this I don't see where this is any better than I don't know, man. I'm not really all that impressed, I guess either. Not saying it's bad steel or anything, but the Magna Cut, yeah, I haven't had to have a Magna Cut knife in my hand yet. I mean, I know it's supposed to be really awesome, but my question always in my mind is, when that steel, the harder you make it, the more brittle it gets too. You know what I'm saying? And then you have problems sharpening it. I wouldn't have any trouble sharpening, but the average Joe would probably have trouble sharpening a lot of the super steels because the steel is so hard. Like when I was younger, uh, I had a buck 124, and that steel was so hard. And this was one I got back in the 90s new. And that steel was so hard that, man, the Arkansas stones I used on my Western 49s back then wouldn't do anything. I could never get an edge on it because it was, you're if the stone's not it's too soft for the steel, it's not going to cut it. I have a design. I was wanting to talk to Uncle Junk about it, but I was going to try to have Uncle Junk make me a sheath, but he said he'd do it and all that stuff, but he's gave me no contact information, where to get a hold of him or where to send money. I mean, he wasn't trying too hard, so I'll chase somebody else on it, but I was going to give him one of my designs. I don't have a way to forge any knives. I wish I did. Might be an interesting thing for me to start, but I'm considering it. But yeah, I have a design that I've been thinking about. I mean, being that we're on here, I'll probably throw it out there, but it's basically a Bowie knife. And you know how you were talking about a Tonto knife? It would be your Bowie knife, kind of like your Western 49 or whatever. It has that belly in the blade, but instead of having the clip point, it's got a Tonto tip at the end. I wanted to make one like that. And I have a handle design and all that for it. But I mean, I don't know. Everybody seems to be stuck on them. I might have to eventually do it myself. I have to figure out how to forge this shit and do it. Well, what's up, Chris? I'm getting the whole crew in here now, man. Yeah, I can't believe it. The first video I ever did was on about 120 some people, and I was going to be happy to have 30 or 40 people, and then I did another one, and it was like 200 or close to 200, and then got up to 350, and that last one was like 650 viewers, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn. So the video views are going up. I guess I'm gonna try to keep this going up. I need to try to come up with some topics and everything and stuff to talk about, which we can. I'm good with talking about anything with knives, man. Oh, I like that. And I can see why they get these things to be compared to like the fidget spinners and stuff, because that locking mechanism in there, that's awesome. The Atlas lock. I don't know if it's better than the Triad lock. I know it ain't any worse. It's just PBR, huh? I haven't had a beer in a while. I only really drink when I go out. I got a buddy that I like to go out with, but he got himself a DUI, his sixth one, so he's not around right now. He can be away for a minute. 1095. You got the good sheath then, didn't you, Chris? I love those knives, man. I'm gonna get that one out, I think. I have the diamond plate sharpeners. I have the work sharp, the belt grinder one. What's up? There's Warthog. You better have Gumby with you, man, or you're gonna get kicked out of here. Yeah, I use diamond plates. I have diamond stones from 200 grit up to 1200 grit, I think. From there, I go up to ceramic at 1500 grit, and that's I don't go over 1500. I can cut any damn thing with that. Gumby right by you. Right on, man. I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. I get a kick out of harassing you guys. You guys, give me shit. That's fun, man. It's good to have a brotherhood like that, man. It's like get on there. It's like no stress. It's like, man. There for a while, I was definitely with the wrong knife people, man. I'll tell you, it kind of made me bitter there for a while. I almost didn't do anything. I went for a while, man, when I not posted anything. I don't know. People might have thought I was dead for a while or something, but I just started talking to some other people, and I definitely get along a lot better with collectors. When I say collector, it doesn't mean I don't use my knife. I actually use it in real world situations, not batoning wood in the backyard. I have a work sharp guided sharpener with the belt. Then I have the handheld guided sharpener work sharp, and I have ceramic rods. I have leather strops. I have I have all kind of diamond stones. What else do I have? Got one of them. I bought one of the pool sharpeners not because I use them. I bought it just for purpose of saying I have everything. My dad tried using them way back in the 70s, the carbide pool sharpeners. They had it back then. They had one called Select Tool. It came out on the TV commercials, and it was the hottest thing. Everybody was going to buy it and sharpen all their scissors and lawnmower blades and everything. And it was a piece of shit. The carbide rips metal off of your edge of your blade, just peels it right back. That's how it sharpens, and it's terrible for your blade. It's definitely good for people who don't know what they're doing and how to sharpen, but that's junk. I bought one of them just to demonstrate it in a video. I did a video to show what I use to sharpen with. Let me grab the stuff. It's behind me, actually. All right. Back with an armload of junk. It's a good thing I'm single because I got my shit everywhere, man. So, work sharp. I have one of these. Set this stuff down. This has the belt on it. And your angle guide's built in on both sides of this. And you turn this on and it'll work pretty good, man. I haven't used it much. I like to use this on something that's really dull and I can get a rough edge on it really fast. I think you could ruin your knife with this if you don't know what you're doing, especially on the tip of a knife. So I have used this. Let me put this over here. That's the work sharp. And then there's the work sharp guided field sharpener. I've had this one probably 10 years, and I've already replaced the diamond plates. Are magnetic. You can replace them. They're replaceable, but it's got the ceramic right here, and you can rotate this and gives you a whole other side of this with just rotate that. And then you got your small ceramic up here, and you got your leather here. I've even got green compound paste on it. That's one of the work sharps. There's different types of work sharp, man. They make many different sharpening products. I don't. Those are the ones I have. And there's the Lansky set. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these. Clamp this onto your knife, and these rods sit in there, and it holds you right at the perfect angle every time. And it just is slow and tedious. It came with 3 synthetic stones, and then I added a diamond stone and a ceramic stone to it. Uh, and then you got to mess with oil. Like a lot of guys want to put oil and water on their stones and stuff, and I like using the diamond stones because you don't need any water or oil with them. You can use them dry unless you want to make a mess. The only time I run water over them is to dry them off. And these are the diamond stones, and this is a holder. I got it in the plate. These I bought these separate. Every one of my diamond stones has one of these on it. It's just so much easier to handle the diamond stone. But that's what the plate looks like. That's 1,000. There's a 400 on the back side, but I don't even flip them over. I have so many of them. I have them from 200 grit. I got 200 grit, 400 grit, 600 grit, I think, and 1,000 grit. That's all I use to sharpen my knives with. See if I can get this back in here now. I got what else do I use? This is the belts that the Worksharp uses. They make a Ken Onion version of that too. I've got the lower end version of it, but it works fine. I think they're about $100 or something. Ken Onion's a little more, I think. I'd have to look the price. I haven't been a while since I bought that. And these got rubber feet on them too, so when you sit them down, they're not going to slide around or anything. But man, if I want to get an edge on something and I want to get it on there quick, that's what you use right there. I'm assuming it's the stones you're using, like these. Yeah, I've got a bunch of these. This is 1,000. And if I get something that's dull, like really dull, and we're talking about trying to sharpen those super steels, if I try to sharpen one of them on 1,000 grit or something, 600 grit, you're not going to get anywhere, man. Uh, I have to put a rough edge on it first. I got to work it with a 200 grit, then I'll step down to the finer grits, and then it'll get really sharp. But if you're not using the right shit when you try to sharpen, any of the super steels, you're not going to get nowhere. Yeah, file will work. I still think, I was at the point of wondering why I couldn't get stuff sharp either. But the biggest mistake probably is you're not using a coarse enough stone. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to if it's you gotta work it up. If you ever sharpen a knife enough, you're gonna work a burr up on the opposite side of wherever you're sharpening. So if I sharpen the bottom side of this, the top side of this blade is gonna get a little wire burr that runs the whole length of the blade on that. Almost cut myself on that whole side of the blade. You can't see it hardly, but you can get your fingernail on there and run it down the side of the edge away from the edge, and you'll feel your finger catch on it. And that's called a burr. You'll work that up till you get a burr on the one side. As soon as you feel that burr, flip it over, get a burr on the other side. Then you'll step up to a lighter stone, turn it over, and knock that burr off on the lighter stone. You keep stepping up stones, and you'll get razor sharp, man. That's the only way you're going to get something sharp. No, so that's why it's taking you so long to sharpen. You're not using a coarse enough stone. That's what it is. I've been through that in the past when I was younger. That's exactly what it is. Let me show you this here. If he was going to try to sharpen my pocket knife's dull, and it just say it's not super dull, just needs a little brush up, it's still not going to get it with 1,000 grit. Let me show you here. You get in that situation, you need to start with a 200 grit. That's why I have a 200 grit right there. 200. This is coarse. This will grind it down and work a burr up fast. Once you get that burr up, flip it over, work a burr up the other side. Then you can step down. Then I would step down to a 400 grit. See my 400? Then a 600. Then I'll go to 1,000. The 1,000 I showed you guys. And from there, I'll go 1,500 because I'll go 1,500 on a ceramic rod. You know, these are great. Always, brother, always. They're all right. You missed all of them. I got a whole bunch of them in front of me, man. How could I not have a massive blade? Probably the most massive one I have right now. The Spot XL, and I do have the large right here too. Love these knives, man. I love these knives. Like I said, this is the one that was used in Expendables. Cowboy C-Bob was asking that question. He's generating, traffic and getting, views and stuff when he asks questions like that. He knows what knife is used, but I appreciate the banner, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely the large knife that was used. It wasn't this one. This one, Mickey Rourke wasn't sticking this in his boot. No way. These things come so stupid sharp. Let's see what we got here for question. You want to see me hold a little Barlow? You should have got here earlier. You just missed everything, Warthog. Let me get these out of my way here. I got a pile of knives here. It's like unbelievable. All right, Barlow. I know you saw the Western Barlow. Here's the Cisco Barlow I was showing earlier. I bought this because it matches a Bowie knife I have. It has the same type of pack of frostwood colored wood like this. Just the same colors. It looks like it goes with the other knife almost perfectly. So there's a cheapy Cisco Barlow, and I actually like this. It's not bad. I looked at the reviews. I was almost afraid to order it, but I was like somewhere around $10. It was stupid cheap, I'm like, if I'm $10, I'm not expecting much anyway. And I see people crying on it like they're expecting an $80 knife and for $10. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? I was like, I got it. I'm like, I was kind of impressed. I was like, well, that's a lot better than I was expecting to see. Yeah, the large ones are just stupid large. And here, Warthog, I do have the Spada large and Wolf Gray G10 too handle. I bought this one because I did EDC this one, and I showed everybody that this has been carried. You can look at, there's scratches on it. You can see on the, if you would call that a pommel. Those are polished aluminum caps. I could take them out on a buffer, but this one's been carried. I EDC'd this one, and it's not bad. It really isn't bad. And I know everybody talks about putting it in their pocket like it won't fit. This here's my 4 Max. This fits right in my pocket, man. I have no problem. I don't know that. Seen that Totes Malotes on YouTube crying. He couldn't fit in his pocket, sticked out. It's too big of a knife and it's ridiculous. And I'm like, I think you're just a pussy, man. Fucking make sure your purse matches all your other gear. But no problem with this in my pocket. I need to move the chair out from behind me. But it fits in my pocket, and I have no problem concealing it. Let's see here. There it is. I can EDC this, no problem. Oh, the Voyager ain't bad. The 4 Max is the version I just showed you is actually, whoops, 50 with my workout supplements. It's $50 on Amazon right now, and man, I tell you what, it's worth it. That knife used to sell for a lot more money than that too. I don't know anywhere it's that cheap. The next closest cheapest place to get one would be Midway. I love this. I EDC'd that for a long time. And I wanted to go a little bit smaller because that's ridiculous. Like if I was going to pull this out of work and cut some strapping out, it's like, I didn't need that much knife, I'm like, so I bought a large, but I didn't want to carry a large, pretty one for the same reason I quit carrying that one. I don't want to mess it up, you know what I'm saying? So I bought this one. It was on sale for $170 on Amazon. I was like, whoa, and it's went back up since then. But I bought this. This one hasn't been used or carried. It still has the factory edge. You cut your pockets, bro? Yeah, I don't have to do that, man. Yeah, those fit in my pocket. So I bought this version, the G10. Well, I bought the G10 large. This is the G10 XL large. I bought the large G10 so I could carry it, didn't have to worry about scratching and banging up, losing it. If I got confiscated, like, so what? You didn't get my good fucking knife, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they do come in different colors. I mean, you're gonna pay a little more to get the colors. It's not a lot. I mean, they got several colors in that. But this is my knife here. I carry this. I like this 4-inch blade. I think this is 10 and a quarter overall. I was talking about sharpeners here, earlier, but here's one of those pull sharpeners where you stick your edge in there and pull it, down that. Good way to fuck up a knife. This has never been used. This has been used as an example. This one actually has ceramic rods on the other end, on that end. And then on this other side, it's carbide. Dollar General, $2. I bought it for a video to demonstrate all the different stuff I use for sharpening knives. No, the Spot large doesn't have a 6-inch blade. It has a 5.5-inch blade. It's not 6. And the large is a 7.5-inch blade, and it's 16 3/4 opened up. Let me get the large. Damn, we got me going crazy. I got more pocket knives out today than I do fixed blades for once. That's rare. Here's my G10 large. I've carried this one for 2 years, and it's even been sharpened down some. But I bought my XL, the fancy pretty one, 7 years ago. I think it was 2019, maybe. It was close to $400 then. I think they're still $325, $350. It depends on where you get them at. You get them on Amazon for around $300. I carried this for 2 years. This is the large. This is a tape measure. Yeah, that's not even 5.5 inches. Let me see. I'll turn that around for you guys. Make sure they don't go in a hole. You can see it. It might be just a hair shy of 5.5, 16th maybe 8. Yeah, they're not 6. And it looks like 6. It's a nasty looking clip. It's a nasty looking knife for 5.5 inches. But I bought this because I don't want to carry this. And this is just too nice to mess up. And then there for a while, I noticed that the Espadas were off the market, like briefly the stocks were running down everywhere and people weren't having them. I'm like, uh-oh, they're going to quit making them. And I'm like, definitely not going to use mine and mess them up. So I didn't want to mess them up anymore. But fortunately, they were still making. They come back out with some more. But so I bought this. I jumped on this for the same reason. Like, you know, I don't know if they ever will quit making them because it's one of their most popular knives, but you never know. They could just be like tomorrow, like, well, we're not going to make the Spadas anymore. And you know what's going to happen to the price of those. Yeah, Amazon has the sales all the time on those, man. I usually try to hit that. I didn't get my Spot XL on sale, but I was buying it anyway. I had the money, and that was probably, if you want to call it a mistake, biggest mistake then, man, of ever buying a cold steel knife. And after owning that, I'm like, yeah, I was in love with cold steel knives. Then I'm like, okay, and then I started buying others. I bought the Spartan. This used to be my EDC right here all the time. I have three of these. I had three. I gave one to my buddy, and I still have two. These were not bad, but just sharpening this, all the time. The best way to get it is with this. But then again, like we were talking about, if you get to a point where the knife you can't get it sharp with that anymore, it's because it's not coarse enough. You got to take it down into a coarser stone. And you're trying to get a flat stone, and you're trying to get this edge. These are a pain in the ass, man. I mean, seriously, to sharpen. You can sharpen them, but you're not gonna. And if you try to hit this on the stone all the time, this wears this belly down, and pretty soon it's flat. And it's just, I don't know. This is something I just don't want to carry all the time. And this would be great to carry for protection or tactical purposes. And I think this 4Max is a better EDC than the Spartan is. Yeah, the Mayhem, man. I've had three of them babies, man. That's I'd probably EDC if it wasn't for that cutting banding, or it's a pain in the ass, especially because I'm in a hurry. I jump off the forklift. I'm not production. I'm on production, but I'm not the line workers or any of that stuff. I'm on a machine. I just jump off to cut it to be generous to them because they'd have nothing. They're all suited up in masks and hoods and all kind of stuff because we're working with food, so you have to be sanitized and have all kind of protective stuff on. They don't play around, contaminate anything. I'll get off and just cut the stuff for them. Terminator Joe, they're good. They're good. I don't know what Kenner posted. It says message restricted. I don't know what the hell that is. I can't lift the restriction now to see what it is. I won't even be able to review it until the video uploads 24 hours from now. Because it takes a while to upload these live videos, man. While we're playing live, we're good, but then all this uploads, and it takes a while. And then I can finally, when it uploads all the way, I can go back and look at the old comments and see what it was. Spartan is a good EDC. It depends on what you're doing with it. But like I said, I was working another company making film and working on big, massive printing presses that printed packaging. Not newspapers or books or anything, but I was using my knife quite regularly, so I had to sharpen it pretty regular, and the Spartan just turned into a pain in the ass to me. And I just this you'll have no problem getting on a flat stone. You know what I'm saying? Or, and getting an edge back on it. And once you get your edge, this is the same thing. If I try to sharpen this on a 600 grit or 1,000, once it's dull, going to be, and this is only AUS 10, you'll be there forever. This is pretty similar to 440C. I think it might have more chromium or something a little extra in it, but this ain't even really a super steel, and you're not gonna get anywhere with without the coarse enough stone. I got to run this on a 200 grit, work up a burr on both sides, and I fine polish it, and then this thing is sharp. Then all of them are that way. I mean, some of the carbon steel ones, no, like the Western 49s, I could sharpen them on a coffee cup. You know what I'm saying? Anything, man. Kenneth, your message is restricted again. Something. There must be some key word or something you're saying, and it's blocking you, man. Unless it's, you're not going to be able to post any links because I have my channel blocked from that. I had too many spammers coming and posting garbage all over my videos. I'm like, there won't be no links on my videos. So I'm sorry, brother. It's nothing personal towards you. Oh, I got all these knives out here. Here, Warthog, I don't know if he's still on there. You want to see me hold a Barlow. I'll just see me holding a Western Barlow. 822. Here you go. This was for you, Warthog. Here's a Barlow. New old stock of the 822. I don't have my lighting set up very good. I need to get some different lights, but yeah, it came with the 822. Can't believe how expensive this little knife was. I actually got the Cisco bone handle Barlow too, and I kind of like that one. What's he posting? I can't see anything. It just says message restricted. Message retracted. Okay, that's what it says. Not restricted, retracted. I'm getting old, man. I'm almost 60 now. You have to cut me a break. Yeah, it is. Big L, he turned me on to it. He said, "There's one on there." And I just, at the time, I was in a spending spree and buying knives out the ass. I had bought, I don't know how many Western 49s in a row there, man. For about 2 months, it was ridiculous the money I spent on knives. Ridiculous. I bought the 43 and the 45. No, I had the 45. I had two 47s. I bought the 43. I didn't have. I was watching for them and didn't see them anywhere, man, for a long time. You couldn't find them, and that one seller on eBay come up with some. I don't even know if they're still on there now. He had two. I bought one of them. New old stock. Excuse me. Let's see what else I got sitting here. Look at this badass knife. My Gerber multi-tool. Yeah, a couple of them. Always ought to be ready to operate on shit. Knocked you guys down. I was showing these yesterday. This one's brand new. I've never used this one. This is a Swiss Army Victorinox Cyber Tool 34. This is the Victorinox Cyber Tool 29. These have the socket and bits in them, and tweezers, toothpick, pens. They both have pens in them. It's crazy. This one has a pair of scissors or pliers, and I don't know, man. It was ridiculous all the stuff they got in them. What else? I got Switchblade. Got a couple of them. Yeah, I think I got everybody beat for now on 49s. Donovan too was slightly ahead of me there for a little while. I think he's got 5 or 6 49s. You know, and about 2 years ago, I passed everybody up with, what was it? I had 7. And then, damn, if old L didn't have to come on here with a bunch more than me. And I was like, so you want a Western war, huh? So I went out and I bought a bunch more Westerns. You know what? They're not bad. The Gerbers aren't bad. I got mine at the Kmart before it went out of business here. About, what, 6 years ago, maybe? Yeah. So yeah, I went out and bought a bunch of 49s. Well, my goal is to get all the letter codes, and I think letter codes right now I have an A, C, D, E. I don't know. Do I have an F? I think I have an F, but I don't have a G. I have an H. I don't have an I. I have a J. I think I have a K. I don't have an L, and I have an M. Yeah, so I don't need too many more. That's because of stainless steel, man. And stainless steel still can rust, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they're probably made out of 420 or maybe 440A. That's pretty good. 420 is some of the most rust resistant stuff there is. You know, even though everybody knocks it down, it makes good diving knives. Oh, you can't spell, Chris? We'll just fire you then. You're fired, bro. You can't spell, man. Look at that. Forearms. You got the military store. Yeah. Let me see here. Should I get a 49 out? You guys want to see some westerns, or you know, I always seem to get the 43 and 45 out. And I'm pretty proud of the 43 and 45. I haven't seen too many people with those. There's collectors out there with them, but they're few and far between. I haven't seen anybody on YouTube with a 43 or 45. I've got what? I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna grab. I got to get rid of some ones on the table, probably. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm still digging this one I picked up. Man, it was such a bummer when they quit making the M-Tech Raptor, man, the Extreme Raptor Bowie. Oh, that was rough, you know. They were 1/4 inch thick. I mean, they're varied. Some of them were a little under, some were a little over, but they were a thick knife, you know. And they quit making it. It's like right after I gave mine away, it's like what a bummer, man. And had my doubts about buying this one because I heard it was thin and all that other stuff, and it is thinner, but it's still 3/16. It's not thin. It's just thinner than the M-Tech Raptor. And Master Cutlery makes both, so you know, Snake Eye Tactical and M-Tech is Master Cutlery. So it's not really a clone. It's Master Cutlery making the same knife again. But damn, I'm so glad I have this one anyway. I'm still going to try to find the Raptor if I can find it. That's a bummer. I gave that knife away and just kept thinking, oh, that was a cheap knife. I can replace it later, never could. Yeah, I do like that one. What's my favorite stag handle blade? Wow. I have several. I mean, the one, I don't know. I'm trying to think here. I mean, the Randalls that I pulled out, I showed 8 Randalls yesterday. All the stag handle Randalls, I'll give them a mention. They're pretty nice. Some of them are really, really nice. But probably the biggest one I keep looking over at it is probably the Western 49 stag handle. I don't think I've seen that on YouTube either. The 43 to 45 or the 49 in stag. I haven't seen them anywhere. Let me go grab it. All right. This is probably my king of the stags, and I have a lot of them. I have the Crown Stag Timberwolf. That thing is just massive. Sorry, guys. I got crap in my eyes. But that's probably my biggest knife. But this one right here, new old stock, brand new. I got a box with this one when I got it. Probably this stag handle knife. You're not gonna see too many of these. I have 2 Western 49s that are M's. One is a regular wood handle, and then I have this M stag handle. This is probably, and it's got the stainless steel butt cap there, pommel, the typical brass hilt on these. And this is new old stock. And you can see that. Ain't it pretty, man? Shit. I think this is a grill knife. Yeah, this is an awesome knife, man. It is. Let me go get the other stags out. I got the say favorite stags. I don't know. I can lump the 45 and the 43s into that too. So these are stag too. I always seem to get these out, but this little knife right here, you can see what size of that. It's a lighter. $400. New old stock. This is an N. That's stag handle. It's made just like the big Westerns. No fake tang there. None of these on YouTube. None of these on YouTube. I've looked. And then there's the 45 stag handle. And this is an N. Not an M, but an N. And it's a stag too, never been used. This one's almost like a good EDC usable size you could carry every day, but you'd still have a Bowie knife, I got a 3-finger this one. I can't get my whole hand on that. I got to get the bear one too, so yeah, you'll have to let me know on that one if you get it before I do. I want to get the bear Bowie, but that bear Bowie is this one. You know, as you were talking about the one that's that size. But I love this. I'd like to find a 47 since I have a 43, a 45, and a 49 in stag. I'd love to find a 47 in stag, but I don't know if they make them. I haven't seen any. I have two 47s. I have the Jim Bowie engraved version, you know, special version of it, and then I have the regular plain 47. You know, I have two of them, but they're not stag handle. Man, that's just awesome. I can 3-finger this one too. I definitely can't do, you know, the big one. Yeah, no problem. But somebody mentioned this knife earlier. That was you, Chris. Didn't you say you bought a Spec 10 Raider, right? I got mine right out here. I love these. These are nothing but a modern 49. That's what these are. I mean, they even got the swing sheath. You know, when they came out that later sheath, I knew then, I guess, deep down inside that, you know, Ontario was going downhill. That nylon sheath they came out was crap. But this one's nice because it's got leather backing, but it's got Cordura on the front, so this thing won't hold moisture, but you get the benefits of the leather too, and both, you know. But this was a better sheath, and people cried about the 2 clip points on it. I mean, if you was in a hurry, really, you didn't have to buckle this one because this knife wasn't going anywhere outside of that without this coming off. It would held it in a grate. So if you was in a hurry, you could have left one clip off, but they ruined the knife, and since they complained, Ontario gave them a cheap ass fucking nylon sheath. But damn, these are badass. These are nothing but a modern 49. Of course, they're way thicker. I measured this with the digitals the other day, and this is definitely over a 1/4 inch. Yeah, the Baron Sons is a nice one. I'm gonna get it just because, you know, I do have the Baron Sun Western 49 copy too, the Coco Bolo Gold Rush Bowie. But this is great. You know, this is a thicker than the old 49. This is 1095, but you know, these are legendary. These are tough. These are great knives. Uh, yeah, you're not gonna be sorry you got that one. You said you got the 1095 version, so you got the old sheath too, which is like this one. To me, it's just the better sheath. You know, I've had 2 of them. I sold the first one and gave it away by mistake. And I did a lot of that in my early collecting days, and I know what I've learned from that is giving no more knives away ain't selling no knives. You know, every time I get rid of one, they quit making it, and then the price goes up on it. So I got a lot of them now that they quit making, and I'm gonna hold on to them because now, you know, they're going up in value. If anything, it's my retirement fund. Here, let me go grab I'm gonna grab the Gold Rush Bowie. How many knives I had out so far? Ooh, let's see. I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. I got 20 knives sitting on the table. Wait a minute. 21, 22, 23 now. Aaron Sons. You're going to get the little one, but they make the big one too. This is the closest copy you'll get to a 49 without buying a 49 now. And these, to me, are a bargain at $100 and some dollars, whatever they're, 120 now, 130. They keep going up. Look at that handle. Man, these are nice. I think this is a lot better than the Cold Steel Old West or Wild West Bowie. This is closer to a 49. It's very similar. It's almost like the same pattern. And these are about, I don't know, probably 3/16. Yeah, these are nice. I like them, and they come in a nice, display box, and the sheath is nice. Of course, it's like the Western sheath. It doesn't have the leg tie on there, but it's got the heavy nickel metal D-ring right there, and a heavy, decent leather. And this one, they do have it. The tension strap goes over across the back of the blade instead of the front of the blade, so when you pull it out, you don't have to worry about cutting your thing, because their old ones used to come across the back. I've had two of these. The first sheath was lighter, almost like it had no finish on it, just almost like plain leather. And then I pulled the knife out one day, and the strap was back here, and I almost cut it almost all the way off. I was, kind of pissed. And I sold that one too, but unfortunately I went out and bought another one, and I got a better one. They're a lot better now. My first one was, though, they were making them out of 440C at one time, and my first one was 440C. This one is not. They're making them out of different steel now. I don't know if it's going to say that on here. It doesn't say. It's a CRV something. I can't remember what it is, guys. Sorry. I'd have to look it up, but it's still good steel, and there's the, I'm about to have knives fall over the floor. There's the Wild West Bowie again for comparison. It's bigger. These ain't bad for $100. It's no Western, but if you're a Western collector, you should have it, You wouldn't be going wrong if you bought one, Warhog. They're not bad. These ain't too bad either. Out of both of them, I got to give the Baron Sun an edge. I like the sheath better. I think the knife is closer to the 49 pattern. I know it is. It's almost dead perfect. The handle is very similar. It's got smaller pins in the handle, but it's the same size, thickness. It's got that feel like the 49 does when you get it in your hand. It just feels comfortable. Where the Wild West Bowie just kind of feels blocky. It doesn't feel bad or terrible either, but just 49 just, you got to get one in your hand, and the feel. It's just, they have a feel to them. You can believe that or not. Those of you who have one probably know what I'm talking about. But then there's the Camillus Era 47. Same sheath, just a little smaller. This is the only one. I wish I had this in Stag. Then I'd have a 49, 47, 45, and 43 in Stag. And I'd say that's a complete collection. And I have to three-finger this one too. And this doesn't have no date code. This was after. It is a big one. This was after the Coleman, after Western was gone and Coleman had them. Coleman wasn't still too bad when they had them, but man, Camilla sure killed them off. But this is one of them. And the handle is nice on this. It's got that wood handle with the big pins. If you can definitely feel it, still feels like a Western in your hand. It feels good, but I imagine that's close to 3/16. This is like the not too big, not too small. I don't know what this measures. Let me see here. almost 7.5. You know, blade's about the size of a Spot XL. Doesn't have the handle length and reach, but yeah, Western USA, Western W47. Love my Westerns. I'm thinking about doing a Western video, but they won't fit on my table. You know, I always shoot video on my table on the one side with the Broddi backing. You know, that way if anybody steals my videos, they're gonna have my face in the picture anyway. Yeah, it's a good working size, is what it is. You know, it's not too big. Although I think the 49 itself isn't too big. I think when you get much bigger than this, or my personal opinion is 16 inches and under for a Bowie. Between overall, now we're talking for a Bowie knife, I think between 14 and 16 inches is a sweet spot for the Bowie knife. If you get too big and 18 inches, they almost get to be too long. And sometimes they can be awkward in certain situations, and you know and if they're too small, and you know, sometimes it's a handicap too. You know, it's like I think somewhere in between there, but I think this is the right size. This fits good in the hand. Will say the wood handle ones feel better. I mean, because I can feel the stag on this, but this feels good. It's not uncomfortable. It doesn't feel blocky. It just Westerns, this man was on another level. You know, people just don't understand. And I think the case, you know, Double X Bowie's pretty nice. I had 4 of them out yesterday, but I think they're pretty nice. But I think the Western had a beat, man. You know, I do like the 49 though, but I think the 49 is like perfect. I think there's about 14.5 overall, 15. Just about the right size, I think. Yeah, this is 14.5 over. This blade should be 9.5. It's about 9 3/8. Almost 9.5. That's plenty of blade, man. Plenty of size. You can chop, you can lop stuff off with it. It's not too damn big, you know what I'm saying? Like I like that Raptor boy, but it's like 18 inches and it's almost too big, you know. I gotta have to look that one up. You know which one I like? The Condor that I always wanted to get and I haven't got it was the Operator Bowie. I kind of like that one. I've never bought that one yet. This came in a lighter sheath. This Coleman Western right on it. And this was an M. Awesome knives, man. Let me go grab some more stuff here. How long have I been on here now? Hour and a half. All right, let me go grab a couple more knives. I wanted to show this yesterday. I pulled this one knife out yesterday, and I was comparing it. I was like, the shape of this blade. This is the Randall Bear Bowie. Look at that. Damn, and that's, yeah, it's sharp, but look at the shape of that, the belly in this. You know, this is a great knife. This is also not too big, not too small. Let's see here, where's my tape measure at? I lost it. There it is. I don't know what sure the dimensions are. It's roughly 7.5, 8 inches probably. That is 8, Almost 8 1/4 on the blade. This is almost a perfect Bowie knife size too. This is awesome. But I wanted to show you this because I thought the style of this was very similar to another knife that I've seen, but I often wondered if they didn't get their design from this. You see what I'm saying? This is the Condor Jungle Bowie. Got the eye of the condor there. That's the bear Bowie. I think somebody, you know what I'm saying? You tell me what you guys see. Do you see what I see? So I wanted to show that yesterday, and I never got around to it. I get talking about so many knives and pulling out so many different ones. Easily distracted by all the steel. It smells good in the house right now. It smells like leather from all the knives. Yeah, the 47s is not a bad size, man. Which one did you say you had? Are you talking to me or somebody else, Warthog? Let me see and go back and scroll back to these questions or comments. Yeah, the Raptor's almost too big. I mean, so you won your bid, man. Awesome, Rick. Or I keep calling you Rick, Al. I think the 47 is. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know. I think them two are a lot alike. The Condor Jungle Bowie is definitely not on the level of the Randall. It's thinner metal. It's 420, and that's made mostly for rust prevention and stuff. But that design, that shape, they're definitely sharing that design shape. Condor does make a smaller version of the Condor Jungle Bowie. I've seen other versions of it, smaller knives, and I guess they're making that knife again. They quit making it and they're making it again, but I've had mine probably 12 years. But I think this is the biggest you want to go with a Bowie knife right here. This is 16 inches. Anything beyond that, I think it's just too much. This, I can still work with this, where the 18 is just, I still have the 18 sitting here. Yeah, I got too many knives, guys. I just think the 18 is just a little too big, man. I try to hold this strap open so it doesn't cut it. Yeah, that's 18. See how much difference that makes? I think this is just, it's cool as hell, especially if you're going to get in a sword fight or something, but I think this is the limits right here, as far as being big. I think if you get too much bigger, even for a fighting knife, then it slows you down. You want a knife that's fast if you're going to be using it for a fighting knife. And one of them big chunks of steel a lot of these knife companies are making now, just to cleave, so people can go out and split wood like dummies. Those knives are too heavy. They're not what the Bowie knife was really even designed for, which was fighting. But you're going to be too slow with that. This one's not so bad because they lightened it up. This wouldn't do so bad. Where I think because it was so long, the Raptor, it was almost too heavy. This feels better. This is not too heavy, not too light. It still has some ash to it where it chop. You know what I'm saying? They definitely made an improvement, I think, on this, which is crazy. Because a lot of people would probably argue with me on that. Where did the sheath go? Oh boy. I can't put it up. I don't have a sheath. I got too many knives, guys. Anyway. Oh, I see what happened. I put it in the wrong sheath. Holy hell. Yeah, this is about the maximum limit, I think, for a blade and what I would want to carry. And this is a 1/4 inch thick or over that, and it's kind of heavy, but it's not too heavy. I think I think the Condor Jungle Boy, as far as a fighting knife, would probably be a lot more wicked, just because it is so light and it's fast. This is a fast knife. This doesn't have much weight to it. The back cut is all sharpened on this. You know what I mean? It's not a knife to play around with. I can see them getting play in liner locks. I mean, the liner locks, some of them are better than others, but they're definitely not going to be an Atlas lock or Triad lock. All right, Warthog, you being gone, man. We'll see you, brother. Thanks for coming in and checking in, brother. Hope you feel better and have a good night. Yeah, I don't have to baton nothing myself. I've never had to. Because I've been in the woods all the time and never had to. But this here would be a great fighting knife because it's light. I noticed the O-rings on these are starting to crack. I've had this so long, I guess it's starting to dry out. I've actually used this a little bit because you'll see some of the marks where it has done chopping. I remember the first time I seen these, advertised or looking on the knife stores and stuff, and I was like, damn, that's a cool looking knife, And I'm on the fence for a while before I bought it. I finally bought it, and then of course they quit making them. I'm like, damn, they quit. Now they brought them back. They've got a different colored one. So I don't know. At least Condor brought it back. You think this company would get it together and bring back the Raptor, but they did bring this back, I guess. But and the sheath is terrible on this, but it was actually pretty. It wasn't that great on the original Raptor either, man. It was a fake plastic leather. It was decent, but it wasn't great. I thought about getting the Undertaker Bowie and a couple more Condors, but I got a lot. Man, it's a never ending thing. There's so many knives yet I want, and I got to watch out my spending. I went crazy there for a while, but I think I'm gonna have to get off here myself, guys, because I'm gonna have to take a leak. It is a pretty weak sheath for that size of a blade, man. Yeah, I don't want to leave you guys on here while I'm in the bathroom that long, so I'm probably gonna break off of here, but we'll be doing it again. I did get 3 live videos in a row. I got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday now. I'll probably get the Undertaker. Condor makes good knives. It's funny, them and Marbles both are El Salvador. They make very similar products. They're both great at machetes, and that's probably what they specialize in the best. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Always appreciate the brotherhood, the interaction, the support. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody, man. I hope everybody has a good night. I was just reading your comment there, but so everybody take care, and I really appreciate, like I said, appreciate everybody, man. Everybody keep your knives sharp and have a good night, man. I'm gonna sign off. Later on, L, Big L, Joe, all you other guys, Chris, anybody else I'm missing, Joe, Bo, all the Joes. All right, guys. You see you guys later, man.